Fakes the snap. Badgers bring in 4. Pocket's tight. Ball skipped to the end. Picked off by T.J. Edwards at the 50. He's to the 40, and he's all alone at the 20. 10, 5. Touchdown, Wisconsin. T.J. Edwards. And it's an easy glide to the end zone.
With a win over Maryland over the weekend, the Wisconsin Badgers moved to a perfect 7-0 for just the 3rd time since World War II. So a little bit of history there for you. It was T.J. Edwards who opened up the scoring with a 54-yard pick six. He is kind enough to join us now. And T.J., walk us back through that play from your vantage point.
I mean, my front seven has just done a great job of, getting pressure on the quarterback. And, they did that time, and Garrett Dooley hit the quarterback, and then Alec James actually tipped it. So, they made my life easy, and, they were side by side next to me blocking as well. So it was a good time.
TJ, what was the significance of this weekend's win?
It was just another week, we call it. You try not to look forward or, look behind too much, but it's hard to win in the Big Ten. And, when you can do those things against good teams, it's always fun.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk about your defensive coordinator, Jim Leonhard. Given all the turnover in that position at Wisconsin, how have you guys withstood such a high level of success on defense through all the coaching changes?
Yeah, I mean, that's just one thing we pride ourselves here at Wisconsin is just, good defense. We hold ourselves to a high standard. And Coach Leonhard, we were happy when he got the job, just being a guy who we were able to be around for the past couple of years. And, we know what he brings to the table. And he's a guy who, is aggressive with his play calling. And, we love to do that for the quarterback. So it's something that he loves to call up for sure. What's
the biggest thing you've learned from Jim Leonhard?
Yeah, I mean, I think just through adversity, so many times through the season things aren't going to go well, and he's a guy who's always calm, and, we get our corrections when we need to, and then we're right back out in the field. So I think just having him there on the sideline with us and keeping everyone on track, it's always it's good.
How about on the offensive side of the ball? Your teammate Jonathan Taylor, just a true freshman, making history. He started the season at the 3rd string heading into this year. What's been the most impressive part of his performance to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a humble kid, and I mean, through fall camp, he was, doing some things to us that we weren't used to, and we were a little nervous about our defense, wondering how things were going to go in the season, and it's good to see him doing that against other offenses as well. But no, I'm happy for him. He's led by, that front O-line, and they're just guys, a veteran group of guys who, are going to block for anyone, and JT's been a great job of, taking advantage of those opportunities.
What's the most difficult part about containing a guy like him defensively?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a guy with great balance, and for a bigger back, he can really, he has a burst of speed. I know I'm probably not catching him in the open field, but I think a guy who really reads blocks well and just is really experienced, for such a young guy.
And looking ahead, TJ, you mentioned earlier in this interview that you guys try not to look too far ahead. As you look at the remainder of your schedule, you guys are heavily favored in each of the next matchups. How do you stay the course and not get too big picture with this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we come into the meetings every day and talk about, to be honest with you. We take it day by day, step by step. It's one of those things where, you got to keep some of the young guys on track of, looking too far ahead or doing stuff like that. But I think our veteran group of guys do such a great job of, just focusing on the next practice, the next game, and let the chips fall where they may.
Do you think the Big Ten is making a strong enough case to have 2 Big Ten teams in this year's college football playoff?
I always think that the Big Ten is one of the best conferences in the country, if not the best. And, with just such a great amount of teams playing at a high caliber football, it's tough to say. I'm not one of those guys who's making those decisions, but all I can try to do is help this team win football games. And, at the end of the year, our book is written on how well we play. So we'll see where it goes.
The next opportunity to win a football game comes on Saturday against Illinois. What do you see on the scouting report with a team like Illinois?
Yeah, I think a unit who plays a lot of young guys, and they have a lot of juice, to be honest with you. I think the past couple games they've shown flashes of greatness, and it's something that we're going to have to defend well, especially coming from our side of the ball. A unit with a good amount of speed and a quarterback who's played some games and started and has some experience. So it's never easy in the Big Ten, and this game's not going to be any different.
Never easy in the Big Ten, but the Badgers somehow make it look easy. TJ, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.